of the industrial desk refinishing project. If you want to see more videos, like and subscribe. We appreciate that, thanks. Okay, so the stain and everything is all dry. I'm going to start painting today. I'm not really too sure yet exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try and mess around with a few different paint techniques. My whole plan is to put this wrapping paper. I got this on Zazzle.com, and my plan is to put it in the background. So it kind of like peeks through the bottom knee hole part of the desk and on the shelves. So my husband has already pre-cut a piece of MDF board that we are going to glue this onto. I use a spray adhesive. So that should be super easy. I might want to wax this or something like that to make it look a little bit more aged. I'm not sure yet. I'm just gonna wait and see how everything else turns out before I make a decision. Okay, well, let's get started. Okay, so right here is where we lost audio. All I'm doing is I'm taking a black mist tint paint that I got at Lowe's, and I believe it's Valspar brand, and I'm taking it and I'm lightly brushing paint here and there over the desk, and I'm leaving some of the wood to peek through. And while the paint is still wet, I'm going to take the metallic paint, and it's Rust-Oleum brand, and it is champagne color. I'm going to take that and I'm going to brush it over top the black paint. Lightly dry brush it. Dry brushing just means you have tiny bit of paint on your brush. It's not saturated, it's just a small amount. I'm going to take that and I'm going to brush it over top of my black paint. And then I'm just going to keep going, working it in back and forth to kind of blend it so that the brush strokes aren't so visible. So here I am taking my chip brush, which is virtually dry, and just basically dabbing and blending over top the black paint, which is now dry. By doing this, it is giving it sort of a cloudy appearance, simulating an aged metal. So here I explain how much I love how this is looking. At this point, I painted the whole entire piece and dry brushed and blended the champagne metallic paint until I was happy with the results. Okay, so here I'm about to glue the wrapping paper onto the MDF board. I started by using spray adhesive to glue it on, but quickly realized that wasn't going to work. So then I switched to Mod Podge. Then I ran out of Mod Podge. So I found some Elmer's glue to finish the job. So today was day 3. Once the glue was dry, I needed to seal the wallpaper with a spray lacquer. Using a spray lacquer is similar to using spray paint. Just make sure you spray it in even strokes at about 8 to 10 inches away. Okay guys, we are back and we put the MDF board on the back with the wallpaper, the wrapping paper on it. So in part 1, we sanded everything, we made our repairs, and we stained the top and the shelves. Now we are almost done. We used a electric tacker, and this just charges up with a battery charger, and it's easy to use, and it's pretty cheap to buy on Amazon. I believe I paid like $20 or $30 or something like that for it. I can't remember exactly. But so we tacked it on, and we are going to take a piece of 1x2 and trim the bottom right there so it doesn't look so rough and it looks more finished. I am going to sand this and I'm going to paint it to match, and then we are going to use the electric tacker and go in from the back and tack this on with like little brad nailers. If you want to check this out, it's called a Keld electric tacker, and you should be able to find that on Amazon. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we are super close to being done. I'm loving the way it looks. We are going to add this shore pole, and I'm currently waiting for the trim piece to dry. We did have to make a couple of modifications. We had to cut some little niches out so that it would sit over top of these leg pieces, and it was super easy. All we did was use a jigsaw. I painted the back all black to match the front, and yeah, so my husband will help me put this on. We're just going to make sure it's centered. It's super easy. There's just 2 little screws, and then we should be able to add the trim piece and then seal it. Okay, we'll be back. Okay guys, we're back. We added the trim piece at the bottom and it looks so much better. It looks more finished, and I'm loving everything right now. And we also added the pull, so the drawer opens and closes easily. Next is the lacquer. We're going to seal the top and the shelves. So this is a clear brushing lacquer and it's satin. I mix it really, really well. And I always like to thin it down with lacquer thinner. I do this because it helps brush it on easier, and it's not so thick, and it minimizes brush strokes. So I eyeball everything. All I do is, I have a little bit left from my last project, but I use a container that I can just throw away after using. I add my lacquer, and then and this stuff stinks so bad. It's very smelly. It's helpful to use in a good ventilated area. And I just kind of splash them in there and I mix it in. I want it kind of thin, a little bit thick, but just kind of thin enough so when I brush it on, it goes on easily, and I don't have too many brush strokes. So then I'm using my Blue Hawk brush with the short handle. Alright, yeah, okay, then I just kind of brush it on. And I like to do 3 coats on a surface that I know is going to get a lot of use, like a desk. If I'm doing like a dining room table or something, I might do 4 coats. And I love this because it dries quickly. It dries in about 30 minutes. And it is smelly. Make sure I get around the edges. And it looks shiny now, but when it dries, it'll be more of like a satin finish.
Recording, where you at? That thing's in motion.
And then once this dries, I'll check it out and see if I need to sand it or not. Sometimes I'll just take a really fine grit sandpaper and just hit it if there's, and I did wipe this off really good before and make sure there was no debris on it. Everybody, it is all done. I love the way it turned out. I've got my 3 coats of lacquer on the top, and I did 2 coats of lacquer on the shelves. So I think it turned out nice. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you think. If there's something that you love about it, let me know. If there's something that you guys would like to see me do, tell me about it down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.